Hello everyone, Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching. I have another Monday quarterback video for you. I'm going to play the entirety of the video, and then I'll go back and talk about things that are going on to better explain what's going on, and talk about things that I think that were done right and or done wrong. Without further ado, here we go.
My name is Mariah Medina. I'm the Public Affairs Manager for the San Antonio Police Department. This critical incident video release is intended to provide you with information as the department currently understands it about an officer-involved shooting that occurred in the 300 block of Noria on July 5th of 2021. San Antonio Police Lieutenant Michelle Ramos will walk you through 911 audio and body-worn camera video relevant to the facts of the incident as we know them so far. Content of this video may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
On July 5, 2021, shortly after 11 a.m., officers were dispatched to respond to the 200 block of Noria because a man opened fire at news crew members and some bystanders. The news crew had been at the location to inspect damage to a home which burned down overnight. Here's an excerpt of one 911 call.
There's a young man with two guns firing at reporters and just going crazy.
Okay, how many gunshots did you hear?
I heard like 5 of them. He's got two pistols, hand pistols.
Officers learned the gunman, identified as 28-year-old Eduardo Amezquita, had fled to a home in the 300 block of Noria.
They keep saying they have movement on a house in the 300 block.
Someone inside the home called 911, saying Amezquita had assaulted everyone in the home, but they were all able to escape. Amezquita barricaded himself inside the home, and officers called for SWAT and negotiators. Negotiators attempted to establish communication with Amezquita for nearly 4 hours with little success. Negotiators then utilized a taunting tactic to elicit a response from Amezquita, who had been minimally responsive to other tactics. The negotiators told Amezquita that his family was worried about him. At some point, Amezquita moved to a shed in the backyard of the home. Negotiators continued with their strategy in an effort to keep Amezquita's attention. Around the same time, SWAT officers made their way into the home with the goal of preventing Amezquita from getting back inside and containing him to the backyard.
I don't know why you keep going to bed. Everyone's worried about you, Edward. Stop throwing a tantrum.
State law prohibits us from showing the inside of an individual's home. When SWAT officers got to the back door of the home, they see Amezquita armed with a handgun.
He's right there. Here he comes. He's got a gun.
3 officers outside of the house and 2 officers inside of the house opened fire on Amezquita. Those outside the home said they saw Amezquita point his firearm towards the house. Those inside the home stated they heard what sounded like a gunshot and opened fire. It's unclear who fired first. Here is another view of the gunfire from an officer who opened fire from the backyard of a home adjacent to the property.
Family's worried about you. Everyone's worried about you.
Gun.
Gun is out. He has hold of a gun. Back inside.
Amezquita was pronounced dead at the scene. 2 firearms were also recovered from Amezquita, one on Amezquita and another near his body.
Investigations into deadly force are comprehensive and can take over a year. A reminder, this is our current understanding of the situation and could change as investigators gather more information. The San Antonio Police Department does not make any determination as to whether procedures were followed until all facts are known. All officer-involved shootings are forwarded to the Bexar County District Attorney's Office for review. As of this publication, the investigation remains ongoing.
Hey,
Started shooting at the media.
were you the 2 that were here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Who were the 2 that were shot at?
My hand and the kind of like my hand there. And the bullets are
Where do you live, sir?
Huh?
Where do you live?
Oh, actually, I don't live here. My cousin. That's my grandpa's house.
All right, can I ask you for a... Just link up with JR. He'll point out what to have eyes on. They keep saying they have movement on a house in the 300 block.
Eduardo, come on, Edward. Not throwing a tantrum.
Hey, if you don't have just a guy to grab it, just pull the whole table out.
Edward, come on. I don't know why you keep throwing a fit. Everyone's worried about you, Edward. Stop throwing a tantrum.
He's right there. Here he comes. He's got a gun.
We're behind the shed, man. Behind the shed.
Hey, pull back. Pull back.
Behind the shield.
Pull back. Lance, pull back. Is he down? We don't know. Pull back.
Edward, come on. Nobody wants to hurt you. Stop throwing a tantrum, come. Family's worried about you. Everyone's worried about you. You're in the
Gun. Gun is out. He has hold of a gun.
All right, let's get into it.
Home which burned down overnight. Here's an excerpt of one home which burned down overnight. Crew members and some bystanders.
So, for whatever reason, a dude went apeshit crazy and started shooting at some news reporters. So, in my area, this looks like the area over around Payne Street and Woodford Street. um, every town has a neighborhood like this, and there's like one house that's going to be in the neighborhood that looks like this. I mean, yeah, okay, and I know someone's gonna be like, oh, you're making fun of people and property. All right, you know what? People are poor, but you can still upkeep your property and it not look as fucking crazy as this. Anyway, at some point, he decides to run to a shed, and they make the decision to push forward. All right, so this is the shed that he went to. This is most likely, obviously, an after-the-fact photograph that they included. Where exactly he ended up falling down at, I don't know. He could be behind some of this stuff right here that we just can't see very well. The back door is, let's see if we can go. Yeah, so here's the shed right here. And when you try to match that up with, let's see here. No, I done lost it, so. Okay, so I don't know where on the slider that was at. Here we go.
At some point, Amezquita.
So that was the shed that we saw. So the back door has to be probably right in there. That looks like that would be a door frame right in here. So I'm guessing his body's over in there somewhere. You just can't see it from this angle. there's a lot of stuff going on in this backyard, just like the front of the house. But anyway, he for some reason came out of the house and he went into the shed area, and the police decided to go ahead and push forward, close the gap, and take occupancy within the house to prevent him from coming back into the house. Pretty good tactic. I like that.
Prohibits us from
Now, this is the part where it annoys the crap out of me. I don't agree with how they craft these open record laws and say, oh, well, we won't show the inside of a home. These laws are kind of ridiculous. Who cares what the side of someone's house looks like? The arguments that agencies use is, well, people could see a TV and it would be of value, and then someone would want to go break into it. I'm sorry, but I don't know any fucking crackheads who go out and do open records requests on body cameras just to see what kind of nice things people have inside their houses. That is a ridiculous argument, and I've never agreed with it, especially when it comes to old cases where it's been a decade. The people who live there no longer live there. Someone else lives there. I highly doubt that the people who moved in kept this TV that someone owned 10 years ago. These are just ridiculous limitations on open records, and it's preventing the people from having the right to access documents and videos that the government possess. If someone's worried about the public seeing what the inside of their house looks like, well, that probably tells me that the inside of their house probably ain't all that great looking. We don't see much from the shooting aspect of it. All we see from it really is their standpoint.
Family's worried about you. Everyone's worried about you.
Gun.
So the officer with the camera has a pistol.
Gun.
This guy over here has a pistol. And this officer right here has a rifle. So I think that these two should have rifles. Pistols, if you're going to a gun call, there is no reason to have a pistol out. And especially when this thing has become prolonged, there's really no reason why you should still have a pistol in your hand. At this point, every single person should have a rifle out. If someone, for example, let's say him, was holding this position, maintaining the perimeter, well, someone with a rifle should have came to relieve him so that he could go back and get his damn rifle. Rifles are better fight stoppers. The only reason why we carry pistols is because they're more comfortable and convenient to do so for long periods of time. But when it comes to performance, rifles dominate. They will stop a fight faster than a pistol. There are not too many people who walk away from being shot from a rifle. However, there are quite a few people who can walk away from being shot with a pistol. If you know you're going to a gunfight, bring a rifle and bring all your friends with rifles. But this is the only perspective that we get to see from the actual gunfight itself. We'll back it up some. So you see him right here.
Gun.
Pop back out. Now that you can hear their gunfire, and it's pretty distinctive. That one sound that you hear, that last round you hear, that thing that sounds kind of like an overpowered nail gun or something like that. That's one of the SWAT rifles. That's a silenced rifle.
Gun is out. He has hold of a gun.
Yeah.
Gun.
So you hear the silenced rifle. and you can kind of hear them from the inside the house when they start shooting. Silencers are a good tool, especially indoors. They can save a person's ears pretty good. Now, obviously, the SWAT team's all kitted up; they're going to have hearing protection anyway. But in the heat of the moment, where you got to go right then and there, and you don't have that luxury of time to put on Ear Pro, silencers are a good piece of equipment. So for these guys out here, the guy that had the rifle, I mean, this agency, if they're going to provide the SWAT team with silencers, they should also provide patrol with silencers as well. And you've been around rifles, you know how loud they are. It just makes better sense to equip rifles with silencers. That way people can hear better during the fight and after the fight, and it reduces any hearing damage that people may incur when they don't have that time or the luxury to throw on hearing protection. Other than that, there's not much else to see from this video. They blocked out most of it when they went inside the house. And from this perspective, all we see is this guy kind of running and then getting shot. So there's not a whole lot to go on here. I'm sure that since rifles were involved, I would say that there's probably a pretty good chance that there wasn't really much they could do as far as medical aid. I'd say he was probably pretty well gone at that point. So I won't even go into the medical spiel that I normally go into, because there's just not that much information off this video to go off of. If you like what you hear and see, go ahead and give me a like and a share. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more Monday quarterback videos. Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense, thank you for watching.